No, he wiped his butt on. He like took a dump in a store, multiple dumps in a store yesterday, and then I cleaned up, and then after I called him over, I took a knee, and he jumped in my lap and wiped his butt down my pant leg. I'm just like I let it happen. I was like, "There's I can't like I don't even know what the fuck to do about that." Um, he's doing good though, but today was funny because I got up to take my dogs out potty, and it's kind of like desert cold right now. Well, it was this morning, like that
Wind
dry,
chill's gonna be negative
crunchy.
50 on Friday here,
Yep.
or like 40 or something, yeah.
We're getting like a generational cold this weekend when I'm supposed to be shooting Remy's final footage, like outing
Oh,
stuff. So we
yeah.
we actually can't.
No,
Um,
she's gonna
and
freeze to
I'm gonna have one more. I'm gonna have one more weekend, I think, to be able to show. Like I have to. So like if I have to keep her
yeah,
later to record it to finish the project, I'm going to have to, which sucks. But because she's ready to go. But but yeah, I went out this morning and I was like, man, I have to go train. And then I was like, well, actually, I don't. I'm a grown ass man. I own a business. I'm like Eric Cartman. Like I do what I want, like that type of thing.
yep.
But the thing is that I tell myself I'm a big boy. I'm a big, important, strong boy. But then I treat myself as if I'm about to get evicted from my home if I don't work hard right now. Do you know what I mean? I have like this. There's a looming sense of urgency and guilt, basically not basically, literally every single day. So I don't take full advantage of what it means to be a business owner, where I can just be like, I don't want to do anything today, dude. You know what I mean? Like I just don't want to fucking do anything today. But today I did it. I looked at Breeze and I was like, dude, this is just not fucking happening. Um, I don't want to go back out to stores. I'm really bored right now. It's fucking cold as fuck. We're just gonna hang around the house and get over ourselves. And I still like my heart's racing. I'm like, dude, I should be doing something. But I'm not going to because I'm a grown man. Um, so that's where we're at. So we're just hanging on the bed. Um, Breeze is doing good. He sort of as I started to suspect when he started coming out of his shell and like feeling good about himself, he's not nearly as messed up as I think most people would believe. Um, I'm actually like pretty sure that the package car thing is gonna fix itself. Like I'm not gonna have to do anything. Like pretty sure, which is I sound mad about it because like in some way I am because I was looking for something really weird. Um, did I talk about on the show yet what happened when we ran into our first delivery car?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
No, because we had our cherished guest on last time.
Yes. Usually when you say cherished, that is sarcastic.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, well, no.
So
Like we
that
have the
caught me off
cherished, the
guard for a
cherished
second. I
audience.
was
We
like,
have the
wait, an
cherished
insult.
audience. Oh, I do say cherished community, don't I? That's
Yes,
sarcastic.
yes.
So when I
Yeah,
say
yeah.
cherished audience or cherished guests, I'm being serious.
Yep, yep.
So I had Breeze out on a neighborhood walk last week, and I was getting ready to take him home, and sort of through the homes in the distance, through the buildings in the distance, I saw the Prime logo whisk by, and I was like, "Oh shit, here we go!" like that's actually what happened. I was like, "Oh fuck, let's go." Um, and I went up a driveway with him, and I was like, "As long as he doesn't pull into this house, we're okay." And he was right across the street from the house that I was hiding at. I was like, "All right," and he's going nuts. I wait for the guy to get out of the truck and for him to have his back turned going up the other driveway. And I ran over with Breeze to the truck. I let him go. And he ran up to the truck, to the front left tire, and he went like a little cobra snap and like nipped the tire. He left like a nose print on the tire. And then kind of was like, and I started walking the other way and going like, Breeze, come on, dude. And this is where I was a little sad when I was like, "Hey, dude, let's go." He was very coherent, like he could pay attention to me. I was hoping when I went to walk away, he would start to fucking like go nuts, like
Mhm,
you're not no,
mhm.
like I wanted him to. I didn't want him to do this, but
A
like
bad
this is what
reaction.
like
Yeah, yeah.
would have been the more interesting outcome is that like wow, he really is like fucking demented about these trucks. But
Mhm.
I let him hit it.
Wasn't even
He
that
he
deep.
realized it wasn't going anywhere. I start walking, he's following me, and he's like looking back at the delivery guy who's still at the front door of the house. Then he's hitting him with a little like what, but nothing like oh he's just reacting like it's just a being retarded.
Yeah,
Like
just a
this
normal
isn't
dog.
that cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um.
yeah.
So that happened, and we haven't seen another truck since. But I don't like. I actually think that probably just fixed like 50% of it. Just letting him go, and I didn't get it on camera. Um, Never gonna beat the allegations. I'm the most documented dog trainer on the planet, but whenever I manage to not get a moment on camera, it means I was doing something behind the scenes, duplicitous or something, which is just crazy. Um, that's the thing is recording on walks is really annoying because you have to have help.
Hmm.
You have to
Yep.
have help.
Yep.
Recording play, even recording dog meetings, you can kind of do with a tripod a little bit. Even then you
You're
miss
in a
some stuff,
contained
but
area.
you can do some stuff. His aggression with being handled and feeling restrained, we can record that like when I start and we're gonna be moving quickly to start having people come over. I'll record all of that, but being like, hey, we're gonna go out on like a 40-minute neighborhood walk thing. You miss too much if you're recording it by hand. Like it can't be done.
Like you
Um,
literally need to buy those like smart glasses or whatever, which is a whole another
but
probably obnoxious.
even then, even then, you don't get the full shot of everything that's
Yeah,
happening.
a little bit artificial and like it
Yeah.
would mess up your handling because you're trying
Oh
to
yeah.
keep.
Keep your head down
Yeah,
in
it would
like
be
the right
weird.
spots.
Yeah, 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 the frame.
And to my knowledge, like the ones that I've seen they don't have clear lenses. So like you are blocking your eyes from the dog, which you don't want. Um I know somebody that failed an attempt on the TWC practical exam because that person wore sunglasses during the training. And that's an
Yeah,
instant dude like, dude, what are you doing? Um
yeah.
so yeah, that kind of he's a great dog. I really like him. We are doing some funny stuff. I put up a video last night. I had an idea. I can't help thinking like this. Um, so he bites when he feels restrained, and he bites when he's in physical contact with people, and he has face bites. Um, so any of that pressure too has in the past set him off. It was like, okay, I I remembered what I did with that dog Wombat. This is before the inception of our program, well before, where I taught him the command to jump into my arms, and I was like, well, that trick or behavior, whatever, that would put the dog's face right next to my face. So like he has an option if he wants to, if he gets upset, he could carve me up right now, right? So I'm giving him a clear shot, like, dude, like find out. It involves restraint and also the jumping component. It's kind of hard to do that without having heart in it, right? So like
Mhm, mhm.
if I can
Yeah, you can't,
teach
like, force that.
right. So if I can get him to like spring into my arms, that's him putting himself in that situation with like the exact opposite emotion that he's accustomed to having happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like so in his mind, it's I am being restrained. I am in close quarters. There's someone's face right there. I'm even off the ground. Like I can't even push off. Like I'm just like, uh, what do people call it? Air jail or whatever.
Fireman for oh,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
um,
Yeah, we use a
but
lot of that with the Chihuahua. Doesn't work.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
kidding.
But he's doing it with like ideally he would be doing it with energy.
Yep.
Instead of like suspicion and irritation and agitation and all those types of things. So last night before bed, I brought out a bag of I bought treats, which doing it makes me feel gross. But I bought some Zook's training treats and no, Bill Jack treats. Bill Jack treats. And I started teaching it the way that I did with that dog Wombat, and Captain Dipshit here got it in like, I don't know, a couple minutes. I recorded like 5 or 6 minutes of it, and it went so well, including him showing some of the agitation where he started nipping on my hands and stuff. Which is exactly what you want. You want to know that you are interacting with that part of him somehow, but it's not so overwhelming, because I know people would ask, because I posted a clip of it, but I know that people would probably want to know what would be a failure point where you'd be like, dude, this is just like, this is, abort mission. If we did that and he seriously lost his fucking mind, like he's screaming, my hands are ripped to pieces, he's going at my face, he's trying to like get down my shirt, like he's like if he went full ballistic, I'm gonna be honest with you. In the moment, I would probably try to pin him and work through it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for
I
sure.
would probably just not out of safety, but out of like, dude, I'm gonna let you like get
Yeah,
this demon
yeah,
out of
you
your
need to
system
clear
and show
from.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
But after that, I
Back
would
off a
likely
little bit.
change
Yeah,
change my, yeah,
yeah.
like I would change my
Like
approach.
that, like that's one of those reps where like it's you mark it in your head as like, okay, that was too much,
Yep.
cross the sort of like failure point, but also we can still salvage it and make some productivity out of it. But like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there on purpose.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if they're still cognitive, but like experimenting with nipping, or like you can tell they're kind of like give a nip and then look at you like, what are you going to do about
Hmm.
it? That kind of vibe. Then it's like, oh, yeah, we're for sure going to keep going with that.
Yeah.
'Cause,
We're in
like,
good
that's exactly where
territory.
you wanna be. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's, like, challenging, but doable, fairly easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's yeah, that's an interesting setup. I
Uh,
I was, like, trying to think of a joke when I saw that video because, like, I didn't really fully know the context. Like, now you explained it, it makes more sense, but I was like, it's as if you asked ChatGPT what's the most unhinged way to start dealing with, handling issues, and it
yeah.
went and did it.
And it gave me like a
It's
trick
like, "Yeah,
training
alright."
guide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, it is funny how sort of like a lot of the conventional uh busy work, miss the mark, avoid the problem type training methods actually can be useful if they're done in concert with things that actually matter. So like, I would not do this with a dog where I don't have authority. I would not do this with a dog that I don't have serious levels of trust. Um, I would not do this with a dog that I didn't feel like really cared about what I thought, and also knew that I'm not trying to hurt him. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So I would not
Could go very
recommend,
badly.
right. I would
This is
not
not step 1.
recommend, yeah. Like I would not say that like a basic trainer that basically does all of the cookie cutter things and doesn't connect on that level with the dog. I would not recommend anything like this whatsoever. You're going to get hurt, and you're probably going to piss the dog off potentially to an extreme level. Um, that could cause, want to talk about emotional blowback. Um, like that could be a thing. It's like mom and dad dropped me off at this again mannequin food dispenser's house, and now he's pinning me down. Um, that's not good. So, but like, even like reinforcing obedience and doing all these things on top of the shit that actually is like the core is cool. You know what I mean? Because the whole thing is that I'm forcing him to go into a bad situation, except he doesn't feel like he's being forced, and he doesn't think it's bad
Yep.
anymore.
It's almost like a trust fall game a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that kind of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. And for whomever has the I don't know, steadfastness to engage with him like this, it's like, hey, you're introducing a new person, let's have him carry him. Fuck it.
Yeah, yeah.
That probably wouldn't be my first, well, it would be my first choice, but I'm not going to tell the client to have that be their first
No,
choice. But
no,
for me
yeah, yeah,
personally, I
yeah.
would, because I think it's a sick, like, check, look how far we came with this dog. Like, we can put him right there and it's going to be fine.
Or even
But
a
it
trick like
is,
into my arms that like
yeah,
at least is a little bit sort of that along that trajectory, but not like right up against your face, like the
Right.
disc dog style, like jump into my arms kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
But yeah,
so
anyway.
it's really cool. Like it's in that way, it's actually like it is sort of an elegant attack to the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like it's dumb, like it's stupid, but it's like tastefully implemented. Like for the dog that, and it's easily one of these things that you could see someone have success with it with a dog, not really understanding why, and then having it just be part of their baseline program, and it becomes like their signature thing. And then they come up with all these myths about it's like the dog is literally placing his body weight in your arms. That is a signal of, it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It's like, yeah, the myth of like, oh, you have to go out the door before your dog. And it's like, well, like, I mean, impulse control at thresholds is nice, but like
right.
not for the reasons that,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right, right. But it was fun. It was fun to see how quickly he was getting it, and yeah, I'm going to record every session we do until he's diving from me standing up into my arms. And I'll be posting it on the shout out Patreon. Um so that's a fun one. What else is going on with Breeze? We're gonna start introducing strangers this coming week, probably early this coming week. I'm gonna have somebody come over and just walk in through the back door, gloves, put him on the couch. That will have him call him over to the couch. I'll record all of that too, because he will bite. I have
Hmm.
little doubt that he'll go off on this person at least a little bit. Um, that'll be cool to deal with and see what he does. Um, what else about Breeze? Because I wanted to ask you a question, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else about Breeze.
Yeah.
Getting him to play outside, I may never be able to get. Be honest with you.
Mhm. Yeah, how did the RC car experiment seem to be
Oh, it was cool. It was
going
cool. It
okay? Yeah,
it
yeah.
helped. Yeah, it helps. Like no doubt. But I have a feeling that with him. So for anybody that doesn't follow every shred of my content, you know what I mean. Which
The normies, the
I
not
kind of I kind
maniacs.
of like I like making the people work to put all the puzzle pieces together. Um, no, but Breeze, he getting him to play inside has become much better. It was never a huge problem, but it's becoming way more productive and like useful. Getting him to play outside is something the owner has never been able to do, and I have only been able to do with pretty serious effort in brief stints of maybe like a minute, 2 minutes. Maybe the longest we ever went was like getting closer to 5, but it's not. The thing is about him that makes me think I'm not going to be able to get it is that the zone that he enters mentally that is stopping him from playing does not feel like this crazy dysfunctional thing. He
Yeah, it's more
almost
of a
he
preference.
Yes, yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it feels like. It's like he goes outside and he goes into almost this stupor of like, oh, that smells cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, there's a
He
lot of
just prefers
space
going to
over
go do dog
there.
things.
Like he
Yeah, yeah,
just wanders around.
yeah, yeah.
And there is an insecurity. Like when you try to get him to play when he's in that state, he'll tuck his tail and start acting really weird. Like I wish I knew what was going on in his head. But otherwise, he's totally happy just to be outside fucking around. And I'm going to keep giving him chances every day when I can. Like no doubt about it. I'm not waving the white flag right now, but I sort of in combination, I doubt the necessity of needing to play outside constantly because he'll play inside. Um, but also I feel like I'm actually battling against his nature. Um, like at some it really isn't like fucking like that dog Pongo where he was just like really scared and like almost and then when he started feeling better he was almost like shy about it. It wasn't like that at all. It's not like that at all. He just genuinely goes outside and he's just and I know someone right now is ferociously typing turn sniffing into a game. I kind of want to go off about that for a second.
Okay.
Um, I think that's a meme.
Okay.
I almost don't think that's real.
Okay.
Um,
Explain more.
and like I'll put it this way, or I don't like calling it a game.
What do people I guess I so like when I think of like turn sniffing into a game, I think of like nose work. Like what do you think people mean by that? Because I'm literally thinking like make a game out of like hiding a treat and letting a dog go find it kind of shit on a rainy day. Like go hide a treat in the couch. But like I don't think that's what you're talking about.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
don't think that's real.
Okay.
I don't I don't think that
I don't think it's the same thing as them going to be a dog. Is that what you mean?
I don't think it's playing. I don't think it's like calling it a game
Oh
is not
yeah.
like it might sound like I'm splitting hairs, but like when I talk about going outside to play a fulfilling game with a dog, I've never had anyone demonstrate to me doing 5 sets of throw food in the grass being anything resembling like throwing like crow hopping and throwing a bomb and having the dog run like blistering speed blasting through like or anything like anything of the sort. It's not so like for Breeze, he would get even less. I think he would get less out of that than he would just exploring the
Correct.
environment.
Correct. Yeah. So like where I would say it becomes a real game is uh, like true sport, like tracking, true like nose work detection, like where the dog is actually going into a high state of like call it hunt drive, call it whatever you
So
want. Like for sure tracking is a game to my dogs, but like there's boundaries, there's rules, there's penalties, you know.
right, yeah, yeah. So check it out, okay? So I got to see my good old buddy, a great friend of the program, Ashley Prine. Okay, she trains search and rescue dogs. I got to see her do a day of like demoing and starting dogs, but she also brought her personal dog, and I got to be the missing guy. I went out and I crawled into a tunnel and I hid. And when she sends the dog to search, what you just said, where the dog goes into
There's a
this
difference. Yeah.
agitated, like that you can tell
Yeah.
the brain is
It's very
flipped into
real. Yeah.
right, right. Like it looks like playing in terms of intensity, right?
Correct. Correct.
And then
Yeah.
when the dog finds me, you know what we do? We play tug.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So like we're
Yeah.
still like really playing. Like the reinforcer, like the dog loves the search, but at the end also gets the huge payoff of like playing. So I find the whole like turn the nose
Yeah,
into
like
a
a
game
pet dog
thing.
who already yeah, like that
It's
just because
redundant.
you correct. Yeah, like you're not actually developing anything new or different if you're just
Yes. I
tucking the
guess that's
treats
how I'd
out.
put it. I guess that's how I'd put it
Yeah,
is I would say that it's redundant in that I already train with a release command to freedom.
correct. Correct.
So if the
Correct.
dog chooses to
Having food
find
will do
his own
nothing.
way, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he chooses to find his own way, like I
Yeah.
am gonna go search over there. Dude, go ahead. That's
Yep.
cool.
Yep. Yep.
And if you're in the down anticipating like, hey, I know if I do a good job, he's gonna go let me search around that tree, then that's cool. That's amazing.
Mhm,
But I don't
mhm.
need to cart out set up a field of obstacles and bring my
Yeah.
food back. No, it's just fucking go outside, dude.
Yeah.
So I think
I
that
do think, yeah, where I think it is like, I get what you're saying. I totally agree with that aspect, but like, I think where, again, it's exactly what we were talking about with the jump into my art or like the fireman carry that you're teaching Breeze. Mhm. That could end up being a very ridiculous drill that gets turned into something that it's not, and
Mhm,
people are just doing it for the sake of doing it. Like,
mhm,
that's for sure what those nosework games have turned into. But if you're genuinely doing it with the intent of giving the dog a goal and an opportunity to go seek that goal and push through challenges to go find that goal, that becomes real and
mhm.
fulfilling. Like you can put purpose behind it, but I think oftentimes the motivation isn't there. Like the dogs that people are recommending that people do that with are typically low motivation dogs. And it's
Yes,
like the problem
yes.
is that you need to like gas this dog up, and just
Right,
hiding food is not going to gas him up.
right.
He's not going to see that as like a goal that he has sufficient motivation to kick into a state of drive and
Yeah.
therefore find fulfillment in like it just yeah, like redundant is like you said, that's probably the best word
So
for it.
so the
But yeah, so like that again, it's the same as like with bad food training where it's like, okay, it's you're just missing 99% of the
yeah.
potential
Yeah.
of that
You're like
activity.
mechanically putting together a
Yeah.
picture that vaguely looks or feels like, or maybe it identically
Yeah.
looks like the thing, but it's just not actually the thing. So for instance, my Labrador retriever, who's old, I've been saying she's 11 years old for like 4 years now. She's like 13 or something. She's really old. But to this day, and I never, so I've had her a lot longer than I've trained dogs. But her whole life, looking back, the only way to get her tail to go straight up and be stiff and wag in a very specific way is searching for things. It is the only thing, and she never had to be taught that. I can just be like, and she will pop up from asleep and her tail will start doing that. That's the type of dog where, you know, I always like I say things to myself. I'm like, I'm gonna teach her to search for like like a TV remote or like my car keys or something. And she would really, just purely out of laziness, I haven't. But that to her would be amazing. That would
Correct.
be like
Correct.
a game. And then on
Yes.
the tail end of that, I'd pull out a tug because she goes fucking crazy for it. But that
Yep.
she in equal parts enjoys the tug, but also the act. Uh, Breeze, if I release him to go look for food, will be boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. He'll
He's
have the
not
same exact attitude as he does
correct.
just sniffing a flower. Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
accomplish nothing. If anything,
Correct.
it will disrupt that really
Yes.
elemental, basic, primal thing that I want to bring out, which is it's a dog outside. And I'm
Correct.
trying to, remove barriers. I don't want him having to think about what I have in my pocket. I want him to go,
Mhm.
what was that
Mhm.
sound? Like,
Yeah,
go.
like
You know what I
there's a
mean?
very distinct difference between, and I think this is perhaps where people get it a little bit mixed up. In my mind, there's a massively distinct difference between putting a dog into a hunt where it's like we are tracking down a goal, whether that's tug, an article to get like whatever, to get food. That's a very clear, like, wolf on a hunt kind of vibe,
Mhm.
right? And that's very, very different from I am exploring my environment and just taking in the world without a goal. Like that is its own separate and should be present in a dog. Like if that's not present, there's also a problem. If they're always on the front, that's a problem. If they can't
Yeah.
spike themselves into that level, also potentially a problem. Like balanced dogs should be able to access both, et cetera, et cetera. But I think people are like, oh, let's like blend those two together and then you create the worst. Like they're trying to get the best of both worlds, and it's like you actually
Yeah.
just ruined both of those
Yeah.
activities. So it's like
Yeah.
teach them or like foster them separately
Right.
as their own unique, authentic activities and or game, respectively. And like that's the goal, not to yeah, like I think people get in their heads that the goal is to like have the dog be like doing something when they're just exploring the environment. And like that's a very sort of
Right.
manufactured human
Hmm.
idea is like, oh, you need to be accomplishing
You need to be at
a
work.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it's very, yeah,
Yeah.
like very yeah, just inauthentic and taking away the whole point of
Yeah, and
like
then
the dog
there's
going and
ways
just
to
being
go
a dog.
down that. There's ways to go down that with like what happens to human beings that are going through like serious stress events or they're depressed or something. It's like typically the professional help tries to find these little windows where the person's
Yep.
brain can get off of that track even if it's for
And find some
20 minutes.
curiosity. Like even
So,
ironically, you talking in the beginning about like not being able to just relax is like
yeah.
problematic
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
way.
So when you think
Yeah.
about it like that, it's like with dogs with behavioral issues, I I actually am like a fucking fundamentalist about getting these dogs out off leash. And this is again why, man, I'm trying so hard to be positive. Like anti e-collar people, like the things that I want to happen to them. Um, I won't go into details, but you could probably put it together. Um, it involves ropes being tied in a very specific manner and a very sturdy beam overhead. But the dogs being able to take a dog like Breeze, but he's not even. I mean, he is a good example because you can look at the videos and see how fucked up he was the first 5 days, and then you see him now, and it's just crazy. But even a dog like Pongo or any of these, like we can even go aggressive dogs, being able to take them out off leash without even removing the training, right? Which we do that too, but it allows them to get off of that track that they live in 24 hours a day and have been potentially for years, and just like I'm going to disconnect for like 40 minutes. That's what getting them off leash and allowing them to explore does for their overall mental health. That's how you get the foot in the door. And I imagine something's happening neurologically where the brain is learning how to function in an alternate path. I don't, again, I'm not a doctor, I don't know. But what you
I think there's probably a little bit of just like opening curiosity, which then opens opens openness, um, but like
Yeah.
opens the dog to input and finding a different way to be or a different behavior, whatever, whatever the specific is. But like it probably is a little bit of, like to be cliche, like neuroplasticity or whatever. But definitely like curiosity is a big one.
I wanted to circle it to when I said like the whole nose game thing isn't real. I do think that there's, you know how force-free trainers play tug?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is the vision I
Yes.
have
Correct.
of that. So like
Correct.
when Ashley is sending her dog, like they're going out to the field to go do some sort of searching drill, the dog looks like they're about to go do a protection routine. She's losing
Yep.
her fucking mind. She's like,
Correct.
I like like this. I have to. Like this is the reason that I exist.
Yep.
And you only, like it's a dream to achieve that, even a piece of that for just playing.
Yes.
So that's sort of my bias is that when I hear we're doing nose game today,
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like a high school girl is charging $75 to come bring your puppy into a room, and you hide training treats under plastic cups, and it's like, yay, we're training. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
dude,
No, it's not the same.
no, it's
Yeah.
not. It's
Yeah.
not.
Because
And
even
so
like
like I do,
really
I do
good
want to be.
IGP tracking is actually very, very cool insofar as
Mhm.
it's like you build a motivation, like all of that baseline stuff, but then ultimately the dog does have a motivation and a reason to be careful about finding that track.
Right.
There is a true structure to it. Like if you step out of bounds in basketball, there's a consequence, right? So it's like you set up that same thing where it's not just like, oh, I'm throwing you on a 30-foot line and just letting you fucking run. Like that's
Right.
not
Right. 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 Right.
tracking. And I think like tracking is so undervalued as a training activity because it is fucking challenging to get it right and to do it well. Uh, but like high level tracking training, watching that is just like so beautiful. So like that as the standard is like very, very real. But yeah, like the shit that's like, okay, someone's just born
Pet
on a way to get
trainer.
their dog. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not what we're talking about.
And
Like
it would
there's
be
nothing
it would be
wrong with
so
that. Like
cool.
whatever, go hide a treat in the couch for your dog. But like,
It would
yeah,
be
don't kid
cool
yourself
if
about what you're doing. Yeah.
right, right. And don't kid yourself that what you are doing is on a level with
Correct.
actual playing,
Correct.
like, or actual fulfillment. Because with
Yes.
I would get venture to say with most dogs, it's not even. You're just
No.
making it
Like
annoying.
my dog
You're
after
adding. You're
run,
doing
yeah.
breakfast with steps.
Yes, yes. Like my dog after running a track is genuinely like, all right, I'm gonna go. He
Right.
acts exactly as if I did a 15-minute obedience session, tug
It's
play
cool.
obedience session. If I and I should actually try this. I've fucked down this a little bit, but like if I go hide some shit and I make him find it, like he's having a good time. It's a fun activity for him, but like he's not tired. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he's not having to actually engage his brain in that same way.
Yeah.
So like even in my own dog, like I can see the difference between like me just goofing and
Mhm.
us actually going out and doing
You know,
things.
you know what would be a fucking crazy series? You know what would be a crazy series? I just got excited thinking about this because I
Yeah,
would buy it instantly. I would buy it. If a legit sporting dog person or working dog person found a way to gamify and pet training gamify
yeah,
actual searching concepts,
yeah,
that would be sick. That's
yeah,
free
yep,
money. That's free money for someone that knows what they're doing. For
yeah,
someone that
yeah,
actually knows how to train this shit, it turning like even if you're just doing again the fundamentals, but in a more palatable way to
yep,
someone like me, like a pet dog
yep,
trainer, I would buy that whole 5-part series like right now,
yeah,
and I would be sitting
yeah,
down watching it, and I'd be practicing it with my dogs.
yeah.
That
That
would
would be
be
interesting.
printing free money because you get so much of like the fetch and the tug.
Mhm.
You see becoming increasingly popular with pet training.
Yep,
But this is something that, again, it's either for me, I see the real high level stuff and I'm like, dude, I can't even fucking, what the
yeah,
fuck am I going to do with
yeah,
that? Or I see, you know, I would never use an e-collar. My dog's on 300 mgs of trazodone. Let's go have him
mhm,
zombified, waddle around a room searching for biscuits. Like, so those are the two things I see, and I'm like, I can't do anything with either of those
yeah,
really.
yeah. I do know.
Um,
I have friends that are into nose work actually that do it like legitimately well. That I should ask for
you should tell him,
Rex
dude,
because
go
I'm sure it
borrow
exists.
a neighbor's like retarded lab and
Yeah,
just do to be like, can I shoot like a few hours of
yeah,
just funny stuff with him? He'll have a
yep,
good day,
yep,
and we just are gonna, whatever.
yeah, yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
sick. That'd be really
yep,
cool.
yep,
You could fucking do it too. Why are you should go out and do it. Like
yeah.
find a formula. Like go out and train your dog, and then be like, okay, we just did tracking. What stands out to me that could be
The hard part with
basically like
tracking is honestly, like, this sucks to say, but, like, the logistics of setting it up are just very
yeah,
difficult.
too
Like,
much for people. Yeah, it's too much for people.
yeah, it's way easier to,
Um,
like, throw out a couple scent boxes,
yeah,
than, like,
yeah,
walk and lay a track.
yeah,
Sounds ridiculous, but, like yeah,
for
like,
sure.
unfortunately, you're spending almost more time setting it up than you are running the dog, which is
But
not
that's your problem though. That's your
yeah,
problem. You
yeah,
should look at that
exactly.
and be like, that is my problem personally to try to get over to make this a way to connect with people like, like
Yeah,
if you can
yeah, yeah, like,
lobotomize
that would
it
be the
for
challenge is how
me.
to figure out yeah, how to Eh, yeah, create something that is a semblance to tracking without yeah, tracking's kind of like, it has to be nose work because like, you have to know where your track is,
Sure.
like, there's just no
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's
But
no
I
way
mean, whatever,
around that, but yeah. Anyway,
dude, I
anyway.
mean, you could,
Yes, yes,
again, like
the
if
idea
you
is good,
cared,
yes.
like if you cared about money, you could you could sell a companion set of, the tools and stuff that you need, the gear and you need.
Yeah,
And like people would I would just buy it. I would just click buy.
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
buy it.
yeah,
Because I wonder how many dogs come through my programs or how many shelter dogs or how many whatever dogs that it would be cool to be able to cast another line.
yep, yep.
Like,
So here's
is there
even, like, a
something there?
super, super simple tracking drill that could be interesting. So, like, to start puppies, we basically just like stomp out like a 2 by 2 square, whatever, sprinkle some food in it, and you let the puppy eat. And it's just like a simple scent association drill of like disturbance on the ground equals food. And like you have to hunt is basically a snuffle map, like
Mhm.
outside in the grass. But with so then that becomes the start of the track is the scent pad. But something that we'll do to build drive is like hold the dog back, make the like picture
Mm,
that is a ball on the ground and you hold them back, make some drive, let them pull through. But like even that simple, like, hey, you have to push through some very mild resistance, but still resistance. Like this isn't free. And then you get released into being able to
mm,
actually get food, whatever, whatever. And then like eventually you can also add some negative reinforcement to that. Right. So like if you let me pull you out of the scent path, I can go tap tap the pinch collar, put your head back to like I don't know if you've seen these drills with like sport dogs, but like you'll try to pull them out of heeling or a stationary position. And if they don't fight it, and it'll be like obviously not pulling them out on a pinch collar, but like on a harness or something where it's like, hey, your job is to resist this pressure. If they don't fight, you're going to get a little bit of like nagging back into the position. Have you seen that? Like, do you know what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, for the audience, basically the idea is like, let's say I put the dog in a down and there's a second line handler behind the dog and I put like a little bit of pressure on the harness and the dog is just like, oh, sick, I'll break the position and come back to this person, that we could negatively reinforce back into the position. And then the dog learns I have to fight to stay into the position. So it just creates a little bit more like commitment, a little bit more clarity in, hey, you're meant to stay down despite fraction and challenge. Is just sort of another way to throw it. Is at the end of the day exactly the same as like I'm going to throw a piece of food in front of you. You're not allowed to get up and get it unless I really. But you can do that with tracking. So like I can pull you out of the scent which you're meant to stay in, and that's where you get your reward. And if you allow me to pull you out because you're not bothering to fight that hard, I can give you a little bit of a penalty for coming in. So like the reason that would be interesting with pet dogs is they're going to have a certain ceiling drive for food, for hunting. You know, that intrinsic motivation is not going to be a Malinois, a German Shepherd, a Bloodhound, whatever. But if I can take a fair and clear opportunity to add some gas pedal via negative reinforcement, now I can create, hey, this is a game. Like all of a sudden we have added a little bit of a rule to that. Does that make sense? Like if you're not paying attention in basketball and I shove you out of bounds, like pay better
You do, you
attention,
do,
you know?
you do understand that this is just like a Patreon video, right? Like you get that.
I mean,
Like you could
yes,
make
but
that.
like,
You could make
yes,
that like right now.
I could. Yes.
Like people would want to watch that.
Anyway,
Like I
that would
like
be
I'm
interesting.
yeah, like I'm thinking about with breed. Well, I mean, I feel like there's shit you could do outside of even just the tracking part. Like the idea of
For
teaching them to
sure. For sure.
blast through the restraint to get to the food.
Correct.
I
Yeah, it doesn't even
reinforce
have
it,
to be associated with the scent. Yeah.
right, reinforce it, reinforce it, reinforce it, reinforce it, reinforce it, and then down.
Correct. Correct. Yes. And that's ultimately where like the real
High like
interesting
crazy
parts
shit.
come in. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Is like
yeah.
you can turn on and turn off. So like it even like is a little bit again like very sport specific, but a person that's acting as a post for me and I can go, our dog is in a down, try to pull them out. And then I can go, yep, release the dog. But they have to now drag also to the reinforcer. So, like,
Uh-huh.
you can keep that gas pedal before
So,
you actually get to your reinforcer. I can down you again, or,
hmm,
whatever. And just
yep.
like
And
cycle
and
through.
like you're doing it down in a state where the dog is used to actually having to physically fight in that direct. Like they're
Correct.
they're not just waddling over. They're like, no,
Correct.
like I gotta fucking go hard. Like
Yep.
that.
Yep. The sense
It's an
of
interesting
urgency is
way to
really, really high.
create
Yeah.
create a point of like serious
Yes.
control. But
Yes.
I'm thinking,
Like
I'm even
playing with
imagining.
negative
But
reinforcement in these ways is so freaking fun. Like this is the
yeah.
stuff that like wildly and again like good high level tracking trainers know how to play with negative reinforcement in this way
So
in
I'm
tracking
thinking,
specifically, not to like stick on the nose work because like that's basically just a
I
broader
want to get back.
conversation
I
as
want to
well
get
as
back. I want to get
yeah.
back to that, but I can't. I can't help but think because like I'm doing that the exercise last night teaching Breeze to jump into my arms.
Mhm.
and he's pretty fidgety around food. Like, so I was like, this needs to be.
Yeah.
I need to find a way to use the food, but I'm just so fucking bored already thinking about it. But
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is the idea of me being like in my kitchen with him,
Yes.
having him in
And
a
getting him to
sit.
actually lock in on the food. Because
Right,
like
right.
if he wobbles, it's almost, remember when we were talking about Remy barking and I was like, if you make a noise behind her, does she look away or is she locked in enough or
Yeah, yeah,
like you can
yeah,
create that with the food. Like that same
yeah,
stuff I was
yeah.
talking about with Remy. Like that's where it gets, because again, it's not about the food. It's just here's an easy, repeatable goal for the dog. But like if you layer it with all of these components of a really fun game, like
Mhm.
fuck the food. It
Right.
could be a leaf if you do it correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
It
So
just has to
so
be an
I
obvious goal for the dog of like, hey, here's your focal point, stay on task. Like one of the benefits of play is developing concentration and stamina and that concentration, right?
right,
So like this is exactly what we're doing in a food game like this. I'm not just relying on the dog to have enough motivation to stare at the food, which isn't going to happen with 99% of dogs. I'm adding
right.
an extrinsic motivator to go, hey, this is the game, and now I'm giving you a reason to buy into that game.
So
Anyway,
take a let's go on a stroll, okay? Let's go on a stroll for a
yeah,
second.
yeah.
So I've got Breeze. I'm in my
Mhm.
kitchen. I have him in a sit. I throw a treat across the floor. He can hold the sit, but he'll like watch the
Correct,
treat.
correct. Yep.
I release him, he goes and gets it. He'll come back, we reset it. Maybe after two of those, I then release him, but
Hmm.
then I'm on the floor with him with my hand on his chest, and
Correct.
I'm like
Yep.
going with him, going with him, going with him, and then he let him
Yep.
go.
Yep. Yep. It's just the little
And then
rubber bands that you got to stretch now.
I would occasionally increase the resistance where now I'm like
Correct.
really trying to block, like
Yes.
maybe at a high level, I'm trying to literally block you a little bit, like,
Correct. Yep.
and I'm
Yep.
making you hit
We're
or
fighting for possession over this piece of food ultimately.
right,
Yeah.
right, right.
A little bit.
And
Yeah.
then
Offense, defense. I mean,
when I've created that, I could then hypothetically, like at maybe like a very high level, holding him back, holding him, and then I get up and
mhm,
I run to the other end of the room and I recall him right before he goes to get the treat. Like that
mhm,
would be like a
mhm.
goal to try to
Yep.
do.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
what would be
Like
what are the
now you're playing
levers?
with call offs. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's
Something
without
familiar.
having to get a toy. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, right. And but it's way more than just the treat, which is hard enough for
Correct.
like everybody, but like for you, like
Yes.
for us, this is like we're trying to get like, um okay, so what are the levers and the I guess the dials that are being turned? Is it just the amount of restraint that I'm applying with my hand? That's the major focus is like how or for how long am I holding him back? Or are those
Yeah,
sort of
and
the two
this is
things?
where it gets tricky to like be hyper specific without like knowing the specific dog and what is potentially more and less difficult for him. But like, I just want to present challenges, physical and or
Yeah.
mental, to the dog that he has to overcome and
So
so
he's a
confuse
cattle
me.
dog. So he's
Yes.
a cattle dog. So when he feels that touch, it gets him like
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
squirmy, like I want to like go.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
imagine for him, he may act like he doesn't like it, but is like wink wink, like and like I wouldn't be
But here's an
shocked
interesting
if he
one
nipped
too.
me
So
if he
like,
nips me in that
yeah,
context
yeah, yeah.
too.
So that is actually one of the key. This is actually a great way to like it's a great way either to desensitize the dog or accidentally get bit. Like this happens
Right.
all the fucking time. Handler has their dog by the harness and bite work. Oftentimes before the dog has like obedience, will kick the sleeve back to the helper or like get the
Yeah.
equipment back. Times dogs are like fuck this and bite because they're like, oh, this is how I get my shit back, and they just redirect onto the
Hmm.
handler. And the way to
Hmm.
sort of fix that is to go, hey, I'm gonna hold you back, but you can actually, as long as you just keep fighting, as long as you use the strategy of forward momentum into the harness, I'm going to let you get it back. So they're not looking for a different strategy. So what would happen with Breeze, to connect to that example, let's say you have the treat here and you're over here and he starts to push and you offer too much resistance and he's like, fuck this, I'm going to juke around and go get the
Yeah.
treat. That's not really what I personally would want because I don't want the
Right.
dog looking for I don't want the dog looking for breadth, I want depth into this specific
Yeah.
I want you to dig. So at that point your job is to go, "Hey, you're pushing," and find when to open at the right moment right before the dog quits. So I want to walk them right up
Yeah.
to the line where they start to give up on that strategy and go, "Hey, actually that worked." Not giving it to them as like a cash in, but like like you were about to
Yeah.
this was your last hoorah and I let that one win and then you get the treat. And if I do
Right.
that 5 times, then the dog's like, "Wow, I'm never fucking quitting. I can dig
Hmm.
until I die," but
Yeah.
they're not going to look for the alternate. Is a twitchy dog like Breeze or the way I don't know for sure, right? But the way you're describing him, my sort of
He'll try to go
instinct would
under.
be,
He'll try to
yeah,
go like
yeah,
find a way.
yeah.
Yeah, he will.
And
Hundred
I
percent.
would want to sort of block that strategy or not like it would disallow that to work.
Yeah.
However, I'm able to do that and then try to promote one specific strategy,
Well,
which
since
for
it's
me, the easiest
literally
one is just dig in,
push.
like
So
push. Yeah.
for me, it's literally just going to be my hand on his chest, so I
Yeah.
can just have no space. So like I
Yeah.
feel like I can really make it so that
I like
you
to
really
just like
do have to
straddle the
push.
dog, honestly, and like, hey, like
Oh,
if I don't
okay.
have a
Oh,
harness, like
yeah.
I'm
That's why
just
you guys
blocking
do
him.
that.
But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
With
just
your hands out in front.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just
Oh.
leverage
Yeah,
points.
the way I was thinking about it was basically I'd be on a slip and
Yeah.
slide and I'd be like going across the
Yeah,
floor with them.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
I can do
yeah,
that. I can do that. I'll look cool like you guys do with your puppies and stuff before you
yeah,
start gearing them up, right? That's what you do?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. At
wow.
that point, we're actually restraining them, but like then if I say go, then I can start to
This will
open the chute.
potentially accidentally too, be a good avenue to show them that biting is off limits. That's
Correct,
another one.
correct.
Like I
Yes,
can put them in
because
a
that's
really high
so
state.
to finish that, right? To finish that redirection where dogs will like go bite their handler, I show
Hmm.
you that hey, keep digging. That strategy will work. There's a reason for you to keep doing that. Once I know you know that for sure, and you know that there's another option, I can take the option of biting me off the table very, very fairly. And the dog is just like, oh, this is done. So like,
And yeah, when you
yeah,
take the it's a similar thing to the jumping in the arms where it's like you take the biting
yes,
off and then there's an immediate oh duh idiot go back to this
yeah,
really
yeah.
sick thing that we just do.
Correct. Like,
Um
why the fuck did I do that? That was stupid.
right, right.
I double dribbled or what. I don't fucking know basketball. I don't know why I always use basketball as an analogy.
I know.
Hockey
I
is,
know.
I feel like people know basketball better, but I'm like, hockey's just as popular, I think. But anyway, but yeah, like why the fuck did I do that mistake? Because obviously I got penalized. I know this other play would have worked. Why didn't I just go there in the first place? It's like this
Yeah.
intrusive thought that then you're just like, dude, what was that? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And cut it out. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, so for me, like, yes, can be a good setup as well to like, if there's an actual antisocial strategy
Maybe
that
the
I want to get
problem.
rid of,
Yeah.
then like that's a really obvious one. But I think even for pet dogs that don't have problems, teaching them to commit to a goal is
Yeah.
just like positive mental health benefits, for lack of a better word. Like a lot of
Yeah.
pet dogs are quitters.
Right, 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 right.
Like
Teaching
oftentimes
them
it's
to
not a
like push.
problem, but like,
Right.
like it could be
But I mean
It could build character,
it is,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like the meme. It's kind of like the meme where people are like, "Oh, confidence building," and like all they're thinking
Correct,
of is
correct.
getting the
Yes,
dog to
yes,
balance on weird shit.
yes,
It's like
yes.
what
Like,
if
this
you get
is
them out
true
there?
confidence building. Like, here
Right,
is self-efficacy. You can work your absolute hardest and have success and actually
right,
achieve your goal.
and
Like,
and
that is true
also
confidence
we're
building.
having a good time. You know what I mean?
Yes,
It's like
yes, yeah.
it's not like I can get my dog to balance on a fucking parking cone and he looks like he wants to kill himself and I'm like confidence, confidence. It's like okay, dude, but like
Yeah,
like
it's just a monkey trick,
um
yeah.
right. Okay, that'll be cool to try. I'm sure I'll get bored in about 10 seconds, but I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
try
that's what's wild to me, like, if you're getting bored, then, like, you're doing it wrong, because
for
as much
sure.
as you love to play with negative reinforcement, like, this should be
Yeah.
so interesting to you, you know?
I think if I get a feeling that like wow, he's really into it, I'll be like locked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just don't know where to go. I guess I can report back like
Yeah.
If I'm getting reps where I'm straddling him, holding him by his chest, and he's like tap dancing, like like trying to go.
Yeah.
If I can consistently get him, so okay,
If
he's
he's
gonna
tap
sit.
dancing, he's not actually digging.
Right. Well, I mean, it's gonna be on a slippery floor, so I should probably put something
I know.
down.
I get. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
should probably do this on my carpet. No, that it's actually a really good point. I don't want him to feel unstable. I want him to feel like I can
Yeah.
fucking,
Yeah.
you know,
Eventually, the slippery floor would be an additional challenge for sure
a good
that you could
challenge. Yeah.
introduce. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I mean, he's a cattle dog. He should be able to handle
Yeah.
that
I mean, I
now.
don't
I
think he
shouldn't be
actually
too
cares,
worried.
but
Um,
like I'm just picking on that because like that is one of the like antsy, stupid, neurotic things that dogs will do, and it's like
an
no, that
alternate
doesn't.
thing.
That's not a
Yeah.
yeah. Like that's not a legitimate strategy that I'm gonna
Yeah. Yeah.
reinforce. Yeah.
And then, when I go, so hypothetically, when I go to release him and on the reps, say I throw in a rep where I don't restrain him, I should see him like tear.
Yes. Because then he's beating you, right?
Right. Right.
Like fucking around with your kids, right? Like if you are like, oh, I'm gonna tackle you, and like maybe at one point you like grab their shirt and drag them back, and they're like, ah, like messing around with them like that. The next time they're running fucking fast, and if you don't grab their shirt, they're like, oh my god, I ran away from dad. Like I won the race because I avoided. Like this is play with negative reinforcement, right? Like
Well,
first I taught you to escape, and then I taught you to avoid, and now you feel like
it'll
every
be
single
like
rep you're a beast. Yeah.
it'll be like Rock Lee taking off the weighted bracelets and anklets. Do you know that reference?
Nope.
Naruto? No. Or how about Goku? Goku taking off the weights.
Don't know. I
Where he-
get what you mean, but do not know the
yeah.
reference.
Mm.
But yes, yeah.
There's a few people out there that don't even know what I'm saying. A few cultured individuals. Um. Oh my God, there was a comment. Oh my God, that read the name bull breed behaviorist and read the name not truly aggressive and commented, I'm gonna save you hours of listening to bullshit. They are truly aggressive and they're for people with
I saw
small
that
dicks.
comment and I was so
Like
confused. I was like, what are you
you
talking about?
are like that's a level of retarded where like
Oh, I
there.
get it now. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's real
that's
low.
where I almost get mad at you a little bit. And not just you, but like people like you, where you like try to convince me to start being nicer to people. And I'm like, no,
I wouldn't be
no,
nice to that
obviously,
person. Like he's just
no.
stupid. Yeah.
But that's like everybody though. You just haven't figured it out yet.
I
They're
still
just
for
better.
some reason I still am not as bitter as I say I am. It's very weird. Yeah.
But anyways, like I was like, oh my God. So yeah, we'll get some anime comments, which will be lit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, I'm gonna fuck with that and then mix in like a down and then
Yeah.
release them with no restraint, right?
Yep. Yep.
And then just start
Or,
doing
or
random.
like more advanced, you restrain down, release for the opportunity. He's dig down again, release
Oh
again.
wow,
Like I should
yeah.
be able to play this game for like 5-10 minutes unbroken without the dog actually getting the thing. Like that is
Wow,
true
that's
play with
crazy.
negative
That's
reinforcement.
evil. That's fucking.
No, but like,
Ugh.
can you
I love
picture it
that.
though? Like
Oh
that
yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
like
It's like we go
now
all the
we're
way up to it, and then I change my mind to
yes,
actually get back here, and now we're gonna do that.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And
he
then the
should
dog is
stay
like,
with
oh
his
my
heart.
fucking
His
correct,
heart should be
correct.
racing, right? Like,
There's always and like obviously you have to build up to that point. But
yeah.
like if I can get a dog to fight through that, like they're not gonna fucking quit.
Without, so it's like the resilience thing, right? Where it's like
Bingo.
I'm
Yep.
not
Yep.
deterred by it.
Correct. Correct.
Um,
Like I'm able to commit to this octane game for a legitimate period of time.
I'm gonna try this with the down.
Yeah.
I'll try this with the down later.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
here's
yeah.
where like you can really get especially fun with it. Now if I go down and you don't and then I release you for the opportunity to get the food and you don't bother trying, I can also and I would build this in sans the down first, but now I can go pop, pop, pop on a collar if you don't get up from the down with a sufficient amount of urgency.
Oh, to be
Right.
like,
So
hurry
like
up, like
now I
go,
have the
go.
gas pedal. Yep. Yep. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
again, like I do need to make a video on this because there actually
I'll
is a
have a
client I
problem. I'm
literally
gonna
just
have a
had a
problem with
lesson
that.
with.
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
a
yeah,
problem
yeah. And
helping
it's
the dog
very
make the
hard.
link.
It's very
Yeah,
hard. Yeah.
I
And like this again, like this is true clarity of like opening an opportunity for reward versus you're doing the behavior to earn the opportunity for reward. But like
yeah
just because I release you doesn't guarantee that you get success with catching the rabbit. I just told you that now you can try really hard to catch the rabbit. See what I
yeah
mean?
yeah. That's really be interesting
Yeah.
to see if there's any side effects where outside of the setup when I give him the release command, if he like explodes out of the
Yeah.
release
Yeah.
command. Well,
Yeah.
I bet there will be like a little like he already
Yeah.
does kind of pop out of it. Okay, this will be a fun little dumb thing for me to do while we're still in the Arctic era, while we're still in
Yes.
like
Yes.
the
Yeah.
the fucking impact
Yeah.
winter that we're in.
Yeah. But yeah,
I remember
I'm boarding one of my club members' dogs for like a week and a half. And I actually am like, oh, I should play with this stuff with her because she's right at the age where starting to install it would be super helpful.
you can go
I
to
should actually just video that. But
Best Buy and get a tripod for $14,
this one,
and then
I
you
just
click the big. You open the
I have
camera
a lot of
phone and
videos in my library. I just don't
you
post them.
click the big red circle, and then it makes a sound. It means you
It's
should just
wild.
fucking record it.
Yeah. I have 99 million videos of my chihuahua eating mini quesadillas. That's what's on my
Yeah, some people like that. So
phone.
um
Anyway,
yeah, that'll be a fun one to start messing with. I'll do that later. But it is actually really nice because it's an excuse for me to interact with him in a productive way in a high octane state without having to
yes.
be outside. Um,
Yep.
but man, was there anything else on that I wanted to? I'm gonna start with a simple sitting down, one rep, go.
Yeah. Well,
And I'll
okay.
let you if I'm having
Hot take. I
problems.
wouldn't even do any obedience like the first
I was actually
sessions.
about to ask that. Should I
Yeah.
just be trying to get him to understand, like make the link the link
Yeah.
to feel pressure push? Like I
Yeah.
leave and just
Like
leave it at that for now.
what I'm doing right now, the first couple sessions is actually charging up my release word. Just
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
hey, when you hear that release word, release word, there's a sense of urgency behind it because I'm going to be trying to pull you off target.
Hmm.
And the game is for you to fight hard enough that you can beat me to the food or defeat me in order to get the food. So like if I say yep and my dog is like, nah, I'll get it tomorrow, then I'm like, okay, that's what we need to work on.
Yeah,
Which
and
like
if
if
he
you can already make that a given with a dog that has really high food drive, then this step is kind of unnecessary. But like we do this
yeah,
all
he
the time
goes
with dogs that are
crazy.
like, okay,
He goes
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
for food.
Then yeah, like you can probably skip a little, but like then at that point, that's where I'd add the gas pedal of the collar to go like, if I
Yeah,
hold you
but I don't know
back,
how to do that, Kimberly.
okay, okay, I'll shoot you a video. I'll show you. I'll
Yeah.
show you.
Like what do you want me
Yeah,
to don't tell me to
yeah.
do that. I don't know how to do that. All right.
But yeah,
But
essentially, like the way that I explain it is like, and I think again, this is what's very interesting and relevant for pet dogs because this is very like sport dog coded, but there's a certain level of intrinsic motivation that the dog is going to have. So like this piece of kibble is a value of 5 out of 10. And in order to get us to a 10 out of 10, I have to create an extrinsic motivator, which is negative reinforcement, which is penalties. And not even penalties, like that's gonna be like, you know what I'm talking about, but that's gonna be too strong of a word. Like that's the wrong
yeah, people will
semantics.
take that wrong. Yeah, people will take that wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Like there has to be, it's exactly the same thing as like if we're playing a game or like even like you're playing a game with your kids and you get distracted by a text on your phone, that's going to be the moment where they're like, ha, got you, and like tag you're in, right? Like there's a loss
Let me go
that
for a second.
happens. Yeah,
Let me
go
go for
ahead.
a second. So there's a concept in dungeon mastering for Dungeons and Dragons where say you have a like an encounter like a puzzle, like the players have to do a puzzle, they have to figure out how to interact with this altar with a magic gem, and they have to there's runes and you have to put them in a certain whatever.
Yep. Also
In
sounds
case
like
anyone,
RuneScape.
in case it is, in case anyone is not aware of this type of thing with me, this is effectively me coming out of the closet. All right, but
Yeah, yeah,
you can create a very interesting encounter that feels like a slog because there's no urgency. So it's like the
yep,
players are just kind of sitting around like, well,
yep.
I guess we can
There's no
take 10
timer.
hours to
Yep.
get there. The timer is
Hmm.
actually where the fun
Hmm.
happens,
Yes.
where
Actually, every single board game ever created. That is
it
so
has a
true. Yeah.
timer. There
Yes.
is some sort of like the room is filling with sand.
Yep. Do you remember that stupid game? This is millennials will know what I'm talking about. It was this red box with like a blue insert that you push down, and then you have to put the yellow shapes in it. It was called like caution or something. And you put the yellow shapes in it, and it has a timer of like 60 seconds. And if you don't put all the yellow shapes in by the end of 60 seconds, it pops and it throws all
Oh,
the
that's
pieces
funny.
everywhere.
It throws everything up. Yeah, so it's scary.
Yeah,
So it's
like
scary.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it
yeah,
does
and
scare.
like it starts ticking faster. And you're like, oh, like as 8-year old you're just like
Hmm.
panicking about it. But
That
yeah, like
that is
that's the
actually where
game.
the thrill, right? And it's negative.
Yes, correct,
Like it's a
correct,
bad thing.
correct.
Um,
Yeah,
so
go
trying
faster and you
to
lose.
escape or avoid the nature of the timer, like whatever's happening, like
Correct, correct.
um, there's acid falling from the ceiling, and every round
Yes.
someone has to try to dodge it. It's like, dude, that hurts. Like we got to do this faster. But
Yep.
it doesn't make everyone sit around and go, we quit. It actually
Correct.
makes them try
Correct.
harder. You know,
Yes. Yes. And that is exactly where people get fucked up is they make the timer 5 seconds and make it impossible
and the
or
dog's like, why
hold
would
the
I even
dog
engage
back
with this?
rigidly. Correct.
Yeah,
And now they're like, what
yeah.
the fuck can't possibly. So like that's the trick. And that's
That's
where it
actually
takes a lot of
interesting.
skill and practice. Yeah.
It's interesting, the parallel too with people that are trying to get a dog to play tug,
Mhm.
but they
Yep.
like I'm
Too
trying to
far away.
like
Yep.
get him agitated, and they take the toy and they hold it up above their head like 5 feet.
And dog is like, I'm not
The
stupid.
dog
I know I
looks at
can't
it
jump
and
five
goes like,
feet.
I can't do that.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? It's like, wow, you're bigger than me, dude. Okay, like fuck, like this is fucking lame. I'm gonna go sniff over there now. Like this sucks.
Yep. Yep. And
It's
then
just like
people are
the
like, my
same.
dog doesn't have drive. And it's like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I hate it. I hate it. Big pet peeve of mine.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's hard for me to not go off on D&D right now. I was actually thinking about firing up a random
Yeah.
Instagram live stream and doing a D&D development, like developing encounters
That would be
with the
hilarious.
audience.
Yeah.
I don't actually
Yeah,
think I think I would
like
have
again,
five
what's super
followers.
interesting I think actually more people are closet D&Ders than you would think. But the parallel between gameplay and humans and dog like we both
Right.
play in
It's the
exactly the
same,
same way. Like
yes,
again,
the
like this is the whole
motivations
reason
and
our species
everything.
get along.
Where
Yep.
does the
Yeah, or
intrigue
one of the
come
big reasons.
from? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. It's just
So
that we engage, like our
being able to
senses are different.
play. Yeah, correct. Yeah. And we have abstract thought, so we can play D&D with
Right.
fake
Theater of the
scenarios with
mind and
basketball and everything.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but yeah, like if you can create the same exact psychological like traps again, it isn't even the right word, but like setups
Mhm.
that is thrilling for both of us, you know. Um, so yeah, that's where it gets super interesting. So yeah, whenever you're like, oh, it's boring to like make a dog bark or play with food,
Yeah.
or you're like, oh, sports stuff is just not my. I'm like, dude, but this is like,
That's
this
what
is
it
where I get
is.
fired
Yeah.
up. Yeah, because this
Yeah.
is sport training. Like,
Yeah.
fuck the competitions. Like nobody cares. Like whatever. But like the in the trenches playing with dogs' brains.
Right.
That's the fun part. Yeah. Can I
But
get can I get a my new board and train that's this like somewhat lazy livestock guarding dog that like I'll be doing this kind of shit with him because he's a little
mhm.
bit shut down, a little bit nervous. And it's like, all right, like we're gonna strengthen your character through games of negative reinforcement.
And as I, maybe have said on occasion, the world of
Yeah.
pet training is so bad that at any given time you do something cool, you may be the first person to do it. Because everyone's so fucking bad and just like not curious.
Yeah.
Um that
There's a
that it's
segment. segment of experimenters, but
There
yeah.
there's actually
It's
like a
growing
legit
segment,
frontier.
yeah.
There's like a
Mhm.
legit frontier. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah,
I'm gonna go off with that. I'm gonna go off with the restraint thing, and then I'll need help with the
yeah,
pairing the like the pop or the pressure to driving forward.
yep,
Um,
yep.
I'll ask you about
Well,
that.
okay,
My
so, like, just again, like, kind of to paint the picture of, like, the sand filling the room, right? Like, let's say you're like, "Hey, you have to solve this puzzle, the timer is 20 minutes." Who cares, you know? Like, that like, people are gonna be like, "Oh, we can still take our time, that's not actually gonna be
yeah
a push." So you have to play with the timer and go, "Okay, 20 minutes is way too long, how about 10?"
yeah
Still a little bit too long, how about 2 minutes? And it's like, "Oh, shit, that was way too short. Alright, 5
right
minutes, let's settle on that." So, like, because we can't tell a dog, "Hey, I'm holding you back for 5 seconds, and that's like, I'm gonna release you after 5 seconds." We have to show them. So either through repetition, you can show them that, obviously, and, like, building up, like, start at 2, go to 3, go to 4, yada, yada. Same exact bullshit as anything else. But you can also create shorter timer via negative reinforcement. Because
yeah
now it's like there's a sense of like, "Oh, I do want to actually get out of here." Like, I thought I could just
yeah.
sit here and be comfy, but now it's a little bit uncomfortable, so, like, now I'm gonna start digging. So it's like that,
I
like, well, like, again, like, I will make a video, but, like, I'm like,
yeah.
you could probably work out how that would.
Conceptually, I
Yeah, yeah,
understand, and I do.
yeah,
There's one advantage, and unfortunately, I have to wrap up because my phone's about to die.
yeah, yeah, no
There
worries.
is
Yeah, I gotta
there
go
is
too.
one advantage that I personally have trying this type of thing is that I already am very physical with the dogs, and not in the
Yes.
way there's like two really there's one really gross way to take that, and then there's one really
Yeah,
bad way to
yeah,
take that. But you know what I mean, where I'm like tactile, like I touch the dogs, I
yes.
manipulate the
I like to
dogs, I do all
roughhouse.
the
Yep,
right, we
yep,
do like I engage with them physically. I already have a sense for that. I feel
yep.
like if you're trying to break this in for like a
Yes.
I stand at
Yeah.
the gate and I look at him until I
Moving
drop to
from
that would be a huge
transactional
jump.
to
Yeah,
this is wildly
shocking.
difficult. Yeah.
Shocking.
Which is
Like I
why,
feel
like,
like
when I coach people through this, I start with like, "Hey, you're gonna do 2 weeks, a month, whatever it fucking takes, just to build the initial motivation." Like, the
yeah.
initial what I talked about was, like, put the treat on the floor and give a little bit of resistance and make it their
Mhm.
toy, whatever. More often than not, it's a toy with, the dogs I work with. But there needs to be, we have to have, like, I talked about, like, we have a 5 out of 10 for the food. Like, it can't be 0, right?
Right.
So, like,
But you
a
want it
lot
to
of
be
people are
like a one
starting
and
out
a
like a
half.
1 or a 0. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like, I at least need something where if I
Yeah.
accidentally go a little too much, I can recover the dog. He
Yeah.
doesn't just quit and go, like, holding the toy above the head. It's like, all right, if I do that mistake and the dog is like, "Well, I'm not gonna try again for another 10 years,"
Yeah.
like, don't start playing with this stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm. But yeah, so that's kinda like that's the checkbox play. Once people figure that out, then, like, next step is, okay, now that you can play with just the dog's intrinsic motivation and we got that really beefed up and got them to love the game, now we can put a little bit of, yeah, a timer on it, in various ways via negative reinforcement. Anyway.
Funny screenshot for Facebook.
Well,
Okay. There has to be something good there. Yeah, it was pointing, right? Yeah, okay.
yep,
Um, all right. Yeah, I'll let you know what happens.
there you go. Sorry.
And then for
See you
next
guys later. Yep.
episode, I'll have more breeze updates because by the time we shoot next week, I will have introduced at least one stranger, having them go
Yeah.
hands on, which is a guarantee.
Yep.
Which in the past, before the program, is like a bite, like he's going to bite. So
Yep.
we'll see what happens. Um, yeah, and then we'll get updates from K Dog on her board and train she just got, which would be cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, we always got shit. You guys know what it is. Fucking
Yeah, yeah.
over at NTA, we always got shit going on.
And that's a
Um,
fun topic. I'm glad I got into it because I logged on today and I was like,
no, it's really
scared.
cool. It's like really and
Yeah.
it's my favorite thing where it involves me and things that I can do. Those are my favorite
Yep.
topics.
I
I
was listening
benefit.
about you, Julian.
I benefit. All right. Don't forget
Okay,
it.
love that.
Yeah. And then next time I wanted to ask you what I wanted to sort of like get, and
Oh
you guys
yeah.
can leave in the comments. I wanted to get an idea of what my next board, like my spring board and train should
Uh-huh.
be. The
Yeah, yeah.
metric being the most damage that I can cause to dog trainers by training
Yes.
and documenting, like causing the
Mm,
most people that like vicious bad people that are bad to dogs to make them feel the worst.
yeah.
Should it be an aggression case? Should it be a shutdown dog? Should it be a specific, like, what? I have a way that I'm leaning, but I wanted to get your thoughts, and I wanted to,
Mm,
sort of like
yeah.
pull the
Or
audience
the
if
rest of
anyone
the
wants to,
audience.
like, or
Yeah.
is there anything, or we can be positive on it. Is there anything that people would want to see me deal with,
Yeah.
um, or that you would want to see me do? I don't fucking know. But
Yeah.
yeah, we can talk about those things next time, and I'll let you know how the restraint thing's going.
Yeah. 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 Sweet. All right. Thanks, guys.
Peace out.